Hey everyone, it's Grayson the Goosebumps Kid here. Welcome back to another Goosebumps book review. Today, we'll be taking a look at a Goosebumps Series 2000 book. And I know it's been a while since you've heard me say that, at least from the Series 2000 series, because I haven't reviewed a Series 2000 book in over 6 months. And this is like a camp time book. I figured I'd still have a little bit of time before fall to get this out, because, it's still kind of the summer area. I think fall's in like 4 or 5 days. And that book is number 19 from Series 2000, Return to Ghost Camp. Okay, first of all, I want to say this cover is amazing. Probably one of my favorite covers out of the Series 2000 books. But, the book itself really is not a sequel in any way. It has stuff thematically that's similar, but doesn't have the same characters, doesn't have any settings that are the same. But anyway, Return to Ghost Camp. What is it about? Return to Ghost Camp follows a kid named Dustin and his brother Logan, who don't really get along all that well. Dustin is being sent to a summer camp, and the name of the camp is Camp Full Moon. And he's begging his parents not to go because he's very antisocial, doesn't know a lot of people, stuff like that. But his parents force him to go anyway. And, Logan's being an annoying little brat, saying he's going to take his room. He's going to go to summer camp and annoy him along with him. Anyway, Dustin then starts having nightmares about the camp, when he falls asleep. Then, when he wakes up, he is able to get on the bus. I'm not going to spoil what was in his nightmare, by the way, because, kind of want to leave that creepiness to yourself. But anyway, it makes you itch. He gets on the bus, doesn't really sit next to anybody. He sits in the corner by himself. Then eventually they pick up another guy named Ari, and Ari comes and sits beside Dustin. And things are actually going pretty well for Dustin. He finally made a friend on the bus. Ari's playing knock-knock jokes with him, and Dustin's just reacting to how cheesy and corny they are. But then, as they're pulling up to the camp, Ari comes up with a great idea. They're going to swap places. Dustin will pretend to be Ari, and Ari will pretend to be Dustin. And Dustin doesn't think that's a good idea at first, but then he has a flashback to when his mom said that he needs to be a different person, try to be better than who he is now, which isn't something I would say to my kid, but be thankful for who you are. Don't try to be a different person. Anyway, Dustin remembers that, so he agrees to do it. Try to be out there and express himself. So they swap places, and Dustin, who is now Ari, or who goes by Ari now because, they swap places, Dustin gets introduced to his bunk mates, who are amazing. At first, they're amazing. They treat him with respect, everything. Ari gets the crappy bunk mates, flees in the bunks everywhere, does not like most of his bunk mates. So yeah, it didn't work out too well for Ari. However, one night at summer camp, Uncle Lou, one of the main camp counselors, starts talking about the Snatcher and how each year one counselor is assigned to be the Snatcher's next victim. And most likely, Dustin is the Snatcher's next victim, and he must now figure out how to get out of Camp Full Moon. So, Return to Ghost Camp really felt kind of different to me, especially considering that this is supposed to be like not a direct follow-up, but it's supposed to be like a sequel to the original Ghost Camp, but it really is not, honestly. I mean, thematically it has a lot of similar stuff, but does not have the same characters, does not really have the same type of thing. Yeah, it's in a camp, but the camp's completely different from the other one, and I'm pretty sure all the characters, or at least the camp counselors, are new. You didn't know anybody, even Uncle Lou. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long day, but anyway. This does have a lot of thematically similar stuff. There's one part of the book that involves some of the kids at camp, and that is where the title of the book comes in. I'm really trying not to spoil because I hate spoilers, you know. That's why I'm avoiding the internet right now. I don't want to get spoiled by Mortal Kombat 1. But anyway, Dustin as a character, really, really understand him, you know, trying to go out there, trying to be better than like who he is, like, you know, right now trying to stand up for himself. And I get that, you know, I've been through that many times. I'm still actually going through it, you know, every now and then right now. But the other side characters, you know, like Ari, he's fine at first, but then he just becomes a complete douchebag later on in the story, and I hate his guts, which you'll understand why when you start reading it. I think Logan is a crappy younger brother. I do not like him whatsoever. You barely get to see the twerp in the not in the movie, in the book, so that's good at least. The camp itself really does have an eerie vibe, and when you get to like the climax of the book, dude, it gets so much scarier. But like the book kind of loses me towards that ending. You know, the ending should be a happy ending, but then they try to turn it around and twist it to make it look like a bad ending or like scary, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because the whole point of the ending that happened was, you know, for him to do his whole plan and everything, which ended great, but for some reason he's, you know, confused. I won't tell you what's going on in the ending because that's the one main thing that I don't want to spoil is the ending. But the atmosphere itself of how creepy this book is, I thought was pretty good. Like the Snatcher as like a villain, as like this creepy atmosphere type of villain, I thought was insane. And the twist that you get, I thought was pretty cool for a twist on a villain, at least in Goosebumps. But I don't know, this book just loses me at the ending, and especially with a couple of the side characters were not really all that interesting. I feel like they could have done better with Ari's character. I just hate how they made him a complete douchebag and, you know, threatening people and everything. I don't enjoy what they did with his character. I really hate how they just turned him from like a great guy to just a complete and total douchebag that you don't care about whatsoever, and you'll be glad something bad happens to him. I remember a couple books that did that, and it really upset me because you could have done something way better with this character. Like, he was funny at first, but now I just don't even want to talk about him because of how bad he is. This book really does have some creepy atmosphere in it, though, especially like at the campfire, and where you get some weird phenomenon going on there with the kids that you saw in book number 45, Ghost Camp. You know, that sort of carries over from there. But other than that, this book really has no similarities to it, which is weird because Return to Horrorland was literally a direct sequel to the 16th book, One Day at Horrorland, you know, the OG. So I don't know why they took a route like this for Return to Ghost Camp, because this really could have been a great sequel. But I mean, if you want to consider it a standalone book, you can, but I don't know. Like, I still think it's kind of a sequel because, you know, it still has the ghost and creepy campsite atmosphere to it. So, you know, that's just how it is. That's my personal opinion on it. But I don't know. I just didn't like what they did with the ending. It's not a bad book. I'd definitely read it again. It had some creepy vibes, and the climax, at least right before like that last chapter, was pretty good. So yeah, that's all. I think all I have to say on this book. So Return to Ghost Camp really was not all that bad. Did not like how they ended it, and some of the characters were kind of weak, but you know, it wasn't terrible. I think I give it like a 7.5 out of 10. That's not a bad rating. It's just kind of, you know, a little over like a C plus, B minus, something like that. So really love the cover art by Tim Jacobus though. So that has been my review on Return to Ghost Camp. 7.5 to like an 8, probably more leaning towards a 7.5. But anyway, what is everyone's thoughts on Return to Ghost Camp? Let me know in the comment section down below. We'd really love to hear your thoughts on it. Make sure to join our Goosebumps Discord. I'll leave a link to the Discord in the description down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in a book haul because I have that one coming up pretty soon. I know I said that in the community tab. So God bless you all. Have a good night. Bye, everyone. See you soon.